Hello, welcome back to my channel. I'm blowing a piece of dust off the screen. I've got something kind of interesting today that you may never see. I may never run across. Panasonic CD stereo system. It's an SAPM19, but the big thing on this is, where is that? Other than the fact it's got a 5 CD changer, cassette player on the top, cassette deck, MP3, biamp system, chord synthesizer tuner. So that's what the big deal is with this, is it's biamped. And I'm pretty sure most of you know what biamped means, but excuse me, I'm always clearing my damn throat when I start talking. I never do that when I'm just talking to people. I do it when I'm on my videos. I don't know why. Um, it's got a nice nerd finish on it. You can see my t-shirt reflected. It's kind of a pretty system. I mean, there is a school of thought, or a school of opinion, that biamping is a superior way to get the full range of music out of a system. And what biamp is you literally do not have a crossover in your speakers. You have a direct connection to either the tweeter or the main driver through a separate amplifier, and all of your high frequency stuff gets pumped to the tweeter, and all your low frequency stuff gets pumped to your driver. And I guess the question you might have after talking about this, that's biamp in a nutshell, is does it sound better? And I can tell you, yes, it does. This unit was specifically designed to do that, and I'll show you the back of it, and I'll show you how the speakers are set up on it. But as you can see, it's only got one knob on it for volume. Everything else is buttons. That means there's probably a fairly hefty processor chip in here handling all the inputs and telling them where to go, what to do, all that good stuff. It's got a sound equalizer. It just says S sound equalizer. I don't know what S means. Stereo sound equalizer? I don't know. You can do album tracks. Yeah. You got tuner, CD, tape. But you have a 5 CD changer in this as well. So, obviously built by Panasonic. Here's the top of it. Feather Touch cassette deck. Well, the problem is the Feather Touch doesn't work unless the power's engaged. So, nothing. Zero, you gotta have power engaged. It's got obviously has an electronic latching thing on there, so that could ultimately be an issue. This type of form factor, the power supply is in the back. I can tell you that for a fact. I've worked on quite a few of these type form factors. They are amazingly difficult to take apart, and you end up with like 30 different size screws. When you try to pull the boards out, there's a million ribbon cables in there. Everything's just packed together. So basically you have to disassemble this entire thing down to the chassis to get to where you probably need to go, which is the power supply. But anybody that's worked on one of these knows exactly what I'm talking about. Your first thought when you go to work on one of these is it really worth it? I've tried. I haven't had a whole lot of success, but I have had a couple. But I do like this unit, though. And when I bought this, I probably had this for 5 or 6 years. I bought it from like a church-run thrift store north of Kansas City, on one of my trips down to Kansas City to see the grandchildren. They were asking $35 for it. I knew it was biamped. but it came with a remote, and that's kind of why I bought it, because I really wanted, I mean, to have a remote for one of these is a lot. It makes it simpler. You don't have to keep futzing with the buttons. However, when I got it home, I realized the remote that was with it wasn't the remote that belonged to this unit. Although it looked like it, it was taped to the top of the unit, and I figured, hey, you know, they must know what they're doing. So I went ahead and bought it. Did not go with this unit. What ended up happening is I went up online on eBay and called up that particular remote that came with this, and it was actually, they were selling for $35. I don't know why. I didn't know what I went to. I didn't bother to do any research on that, but I put it up for $35 and I sold the remote for $35 and got my money back. So basically, I got this for free. I just thought I'd throw that in there as a funny story. I've also tarted up my bench a little bit, trying to make it prettier. In actuality, my wife decided she wanted her bench back, and she's like, I had to give her some room here. But I have a little bit of space. I was going to go back, move everything back into the shop, start working on it, because it's going to get hot out here one of these days. We've had a prolonged spring, and it's actually quite nice out here today. It's in the 70s, no bugs. But I decided I was going to go ahead and take this out here and hook it up and listen to it for a while. There's no immediate rain threats for a couple days, so I don't have to pack it up in a hurry and move it out of the way of the rain. So that's kind of where we're at. I'm going to go ahead and hook the speakers up to it and plug it in, and then we can play with it. From what I recall, I haven't used it for a couple of years. The CD mechanism works fine. The tape was starting to get a little slow, but we'll see how that works out. Here's the back view of it. This is where the magic happens, the biamp connections. You'll notice there's 8 speaker connections. There's 2 on the top per, one for the driver and one set for the tweeter. So there's 8. It's got an auxiliary connector in it. There's the plug, no date code, but that's the serial number. I wish I could probably look that up and figure out when it was manufactured, but what else we got? We got antenna terminal, and we've also got one of those coax and terminals, which is actually kind of handy. I've got one of those connectors. I prefer these much over these, but and it's got a cooling fan, so there's some pretty high powered amplification going on there for the cooling fans. Here's the top of that. Trying to see if there's made in Malaysia. Okay. That's the top part. There's also the ventilation. So yes, the power supply is on the back here, obviously. Not much else I can tell you about that. All right, I brought one of the speakers out. There's the badge on it. It's got a fake wood grain on it. Actually, I think these are wood speakers. Screen comes off, the front part. Those are pretty speakers, aren't they? It's quite a big tweeter. That's not like a standard tweeter, that's just like a regular driver. Pretty nice, huh? I want to show you about these speakers. They're color-coded connectors. Got blue and white, and you got red and black, and they correspond to the connectors on the unit, which is cool. That way you don't have to even think about hooking up your speakers right. I thought that was pretty classy. I think this is pretty standard for biamp stuff, that they have to color code the speakers, and I'm not sure if you could just plug a regular speaker, 6 ohm speaker in here. That seems to me like that would leave your amplifier running the high frequency on, it would probably not like not having a load on it. I don't know. If anybody knows or gives me, put your opinion in the comments. All right, I've got the speakers connected. Anybody see anything done wrong? Got red to red, blue to blue, white to white. That should all work, right? All right. All right, I've got it hooked up and I've got it on my target radio station, Oyster Radio, and they're playing a commercial.
With warmer weather approaching, the Lanark Village Association's boat and camper storage yard spots are filling up fast. The time to secure your spot is now. Just a couple of blocks from Lanark Boat Club and minutes away from Carabelle's Marine Street Boat Ramp. Save yourself the time, money, and hassle of hauling your boat or camper all the way from your home. It will be safely waiting for you in our affordable and secure gated facility, complete with security cameras. Call 850-755-2461 and book your spot today. That's Lanark Village Association Boat and Camper Storage Yard. 850-755-2461. Spaces are limited, so call now.
You got an off and an on.
Gear up for summer with Emerald Coast Federal Credit Union. Summer's calling. Get ready for thrilling adventures on the water with a recreational loan from Emerald Coast Federal Credit Union. Imagine
fast forward, rewind for the cassette, CD check. I don't know what that is. I guess you can see what's in there. These two buttons, the fast forward and the rewind, are also for tuning.
49% APR. Find them on Instagram. Call or stop by one of their branches in Port St. Joe, Weaver Hitchcock, or East Point today for more information. Membership eligible.
Why am I getting my fingers in this?
Member NCUA, Equal Opportunity Lender. Gun Heating and Air is now partnered with Hiller to provide you with even better heating and cooling services. Hiller's family business has been caring for homes and condos just like yours for over 30 years. With 24/7 availability and real-time tech tracking, it's never been easier to handle your home's HVAC, plumbing, and electrical needs. And we guarantee that happy you'll be or the service is free. Visit happyhiller.com today.
Call the Happy Face Truck today. WOIS, Apalachicola, and all of Franklin and Gulf counties.
Alright, we're going to try out the cassette. This is my non-copyrighted Wedding Tracks tape. I swear. There's one song on this side that has vocals, and there's one song on it, the exact same song on this side without the vocals. And you were supposed to play this at a wedding when the bride came in, I guess, or maybe when they were drinking heavily, I don't know. But I'm going to show you. I'm going to push the button for the... And it works. See? We're going to... Jeez, really? Alright, I had a bit of a screw up there. I got the tape in sideways and got it in now. Still ain't working. What's going on here? Hey. Alright, well, I screwed that up. I tried to put the tape in without using the slides. I work on so many different things. I work on a lot of stuff you just drop the tape in. I didn't even notice that they had the slides, but we're good now. Alright, got that shut. We're going to do a rewind. I can find it. There, it rewound, and now we're going to hit play. Fast forward, rewind. Where the hell is the play button? Y'all see the play button anywhere? Fast forward, rewind. Where's the play button? There's the record. can't find the play button. Holy crap. You have to hit the tape button again. They're a little draggy. Huh. Huh. Let's fast forward it. See if we can maybe loosen up the tape a little bit, huh? All right, it's fast forwarding. It's rewinding. So you got your little, if you can see that little indicators. Come on, focus. It says rewind if you can see that. Display's actually kind of cool. Alright, now we're going to play it. Maybe it'll start off better. There, that's a good shot. Well, I'll tell you. Yeah, not really. Well, obviously, tape has some issues. Tape player has some issues. Let's go to CD. Is there anything in there? No disc. Oh, it's one of those. I thought it was a rotary. Sorry. We're going to try this for 1 second. It's Motown. This is copyrighted. Says no reading. We're going to do this for a second. sounds pretty good. What do you think? So that's got one of those CD players. You load it once at a time if you hit the CD check. There we go. You get to see all the different trays come out. That's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Reading. 31 minutes of Motown. Well, you know what? That's about all I can do right now. So we verified that both channels work fine. It's got some kind of weird equalizer in it I can't figure out. I don't have any MP3s. I never did those. I just never saw that came and went, that whole ripping your own stuff. I had to work a full-time job, so I didn't have time to do that kind of stuff. All right, so the cassette player is slow. I can try cleaning the capstan rollers. That might help a little bit, but the CD seems to work fine. The radio... It's got good bass. It's got really good separation, and the bi-amp definitely does have an effect on the sound quality. So I guess all I can say at this point is if you find one of these out in the wild, it would certainly be worth spending a couple dollars on to play with. Have, keep, love, cherish, whatever you guys do with your stuff. I don't know. Resell it, drop it off the balcony. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. I will post more shortly. Enjoy the foliage, little color with my videos, and please subscribe. And if you have any pertinent comments you want to make, I would be more than happy to hear them, and I will continue on making videos of my various sundry things that I have accrued over the years, and try to take care of. And that's about it. I will talk to you guys later. I hope you're all doing right.